Hello and welcome, especially to the gentlemen over 60 who are looking to better care for their male vitality, prostate health, and aging hormones. Thank you for taking a moment to visit this channel, a place where we share simple, safe, and approachable knowledge to support you in maintaining your health through the years. Here is something few people expect. Some of the most familiar vegetables, which we often believe are healthy, might actually be silently causing declining vitality, frequent nighttime urination, or a sense of fatigue and loss of interest in life. According to Dr. Mohit Kara, a urologist in the United States with over 30 years of experience in senior men's health, and confirmed by studies from the National Institute on Aging, NIH. Not every food labeled as good for health is truly suitable for the body after age 60. And in today's video, I will share real-life stories along with simple and practical advice to help you avoid 5 vegetables that are silently disrupting your hormone balance and affecting your later life vitality. 1. Soybeans and soy-based products. The silent hormonal imbalance. Richard, 67 years old, is a retired firefighter from the state of Ohio. He lives a disciplined lifestyle, eats healthily, and walks every day. After retirement, he started prioritizing plant-based foods. For over a year, Richard had soy milk every morning, ate edamame as a snack, and tofu for dinner nearly every day. It all seemed like the right choice, but his body gradually lost vitality, especially the feeling of morning energy that used to be strong. When examined by his doctor, it was surprising to find that his natural testosterone levels were quite low for his age. This was not simply due to aging, but rather the result of consuming phytoestrogens, compounds found in soy that have a structure similar to estrogen in women. For men over 60, when male hormones are already naturally declining, adding phytoestrogens daily can further disrupt hormonal balance, making symptoms like fatigue, poor concentration, and low vitality more noticeable. According to a publication by the Journal of Urology, consuming large amounts of soy in older adults can interfere with the male hormone regulation system. However, soy is not harmful for everyone. For younger, healthy men, a small amount may be acceptable, but after age 60, it requires special attention. The solution for Richard was to remove soy-based foods from his diet for 3 weeks. The results surprised even him. His morning energy became more stable, he slept more deeply, and his vitality gradually improved in a positive direction. 2. Canned vegetables and pickled foods. The sodium burden on blood vessels. James, 72 years old, is a retired naval officer living in South Carolina. Throughout his career, he maintained a disciplined lifestyle. He never smoked, only drank lightly, and regularly walked several kilometers each morning. However, he began to notice that his body no longer responded the way it used to. Although his spirit remained enthusiastic, it felt as if his vitality had been disconnected from his physical body. After talking with his doctor, one key point emerged from his diet. Almost every day, James consumed canned vegetables, pickled mustard greens, marinated beans, and even canned tomatoes. He chose these foods for their convenience, long shelf life, and ease of preparation. But these quick and easy foods were bringing in excessive amounts of sodium, far beyond what is suitable for someone over 60. Excess sodium is a leading cause of damage to the endothelial lining of blood vessels, especially small vessels. This leads to reduced blood flow to areas of the body that need strong circulation the most. In older men, this becomes a key factor that weakens male vitality, creating the frustrating experience of having the desire but no physical response. Research from the American Urological Association shows that high blood pressure and small vessel damage are closely linked to reduced male function after middle age. In particular, this effect is silent, painless, and without clear warning signs until noticeable decline sets in. After James replaced canned vegetables with steamed and fresh greens, and added potassium-rich foods like pumpkin, bananas, and leafy greens, his blood pressure gradually stabilized. More importantly, he began to feel his vitality return in a natural way, without the need for medication. 3. White potatoes. High glycemic index and silent consequences. Harold, 69 years old, is a retired truck driver living in Minnesota. For him, every meal followed a familiar routine: breakfast with hash browns, dinner with mashed potatoes, and occasionally some French fries when he and his wife went out. He did not smoke or drink alcohol and believed that potatoes, a natural, common, and traditional food, were a healthy part of his diet. However, after months of feeling sluggish, lacking morning energy, and noticing declining vitality, Harold decided to get a full health checkup. The results showed signs of mild insulin resistance. Even though he did not have diabetes, more importantly, his doctor noticed that his hormonal function had been affected, and the main culprit was white potatoes. White potatoes are a food with a very high glycemic index (GI), meaning they cause a rapid spike in blood sugar after eating. For older adults, the ability to regulate blood sugar tends to decline. When blood sugar spikes, insulin also rises sharply, leading to inflammation in small blood vessels and damage to peripheral nerves, including areas related to male function. A study by the NIH National Institute on Aging found that regular consumption of refined starches, such as French fries or mashed potatoes, may increase the risk of hormonal imbalance in later life, reduce vitality response, and affect blood flow to the pelvic region. The solution for Harold was not to eliminate potatoes entirely, but to replace white potatoes with sweet potatoes, a root vegetable with a lower glycemic index, rich in antioxidants, and beneficial for male hormones. After about a month of making the switch, he found himself more alert in the mornings. His mood felt lighter, and his vitality returned more consistently. 4. Fried eggplant, a tasty dish with high hidden risks. Leonard, 74 years old, is a retired music teacher living in New Jersey. He is an optimistic person, loves his family, and has a special passion for Italian cuisine. Every week, he prepares fried eggplant parmesan, cooked in plenty of oil and paired with cheese and rich tomato sauce. For him, it is a way to stay joyful after many years of hard work in the classroom. But recently, Leonard noticed something unusual. Although his emotions remained strong, his body responded more slowly, his vitality declined, and he felt like his blood was not circulating the way it used to. During a routine health check, his doctor explained that while eggplant is a nutritious food, rich in fiber and antioxidants, the cooking method was the main issue. Eggplant has a sponge-like texture that absorbs oil very easily, especially when fried in industrial or refined oils. These oils are high in omega-6, a type of fat that can promote chronic inflammation in the body when consumed in excess. When the body remains in an inflamed state for too long, nitric oxide, the chemical that helps relax blood vessels and increase pelvic circulation, becomes suppressed. This explains why many people, despite feeling mentally motivated, find that their body does not respond the way it once did. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition also showed a strong link between diets high in omega-6 and reduced male function in older adults. Leonard's doctor advised him to change how he prepared the dish. Instead of frying, he could roast eggplant with a thin layer of olive oil, adding garlic and fresh tomatoes to enhance flavor and reduce inflammation. After 5 weeks, Leonard shared that he felt like the blood was flowing better again. His mind was clearer, and he had begun sleeping more deeply every night. 5. Corn, a sweet starch that easily disrupts hormones. Thomas, 66 years old, is a retired principal living in Iowa. In his daily meals, corn was always present, from boiled corn at lunch, cornbread for breakfast, to corn-based snacks in the evening. Thomas believed this was a familiar, friendly, and natural food. He had no idea that this habit was one of the reasons he felt tired, had trouble sleeping, and noticed a decline in vitality, even though he tried to stay active and eat in moderation. When his diet was examined more closely, his doctor noticed something important. Modern corn, especially industrially processed corn, often has a high glycemic index, low fiber, and is commonly derived from genetically modified varieties, GMO. When consuming a large amount of fast-digesting starches like this, blood sugar spikes, which leads to insulin disruption and visceral fat accumulation, especially in the lower abdomen, an area where hormonal changes can easily occur. Belly fat is not just a cosmetic issue. According to experts at the National Institute on Aging, visceral fat behaves like an endocrine organ. It can convert testosterone into estrogen, which weakens male hormones, leading to declining vitality and urinary issues such as nighttime urination and mild leakage. Thomas was advised to gradually reduce the amount of corn in his meals and replace it with whole grains like quinoa, lentils, or steel-cut oats. These foods not only help stabilize blood sugar, but also support prostate function and promote longer-lasting satiety. After more than a month of following this advice, Thomas shared that he not only felt lighter, but also much less sluggish, slept more deeply, and no longer woke up multiple times during the night. 6. A simple but effective change. The journey of Walter. Walter, 71 years old, living in Oregon, once told his doctor that he felt like he was no longer himself. It was not due to any specific illness, but rather a feeling of emptiness and lack of energy. He had tried various supplements, hormone boosters, and even some nighttime remedies passed around by word of mouth, but none brought the results he had hoped for. What wore him down most was not the decline in vitality, but the helpless feeling of not understanding what was happening to his body. When he visited a urologist, Walter was given a simpler approach. Start with his daily meals. He gradually removed the 5 foods mentioned earlier, and instead, his doctor recommended adding foods such as dark leafy greens like spinach and arugula, omega-3 rich fish, avocados, pumpkin seeds, and moderate portions of lean red meat. along with dietary changes. Walter also adjusted his routine. He began walking for 20 minutes a day, kept a consistent sleep schedule, and avoided reading negative news in the evening, according to his doctor. After age 60, male vitality is not only influenced by hormones, but is also deeply connected to mental state, blood circulation, and the sense of self-connection. 3 months later, Walter returned to the clinic with a completely different smile. He reported sleeping better, no longer waking up in the middle of the night to urinate, and feeling more relaxed and cheerful. "I'm not looking for anything grand," he said. "I just want to live in a way that matches my age, without being held back by the feeling of fading strength." Walter's case is clear proof that with the right understanding and simple changes, the body still has the natural and lasting ability to recover. For a long time, we've often heard that the more vegetables we eat, the better. This advice is true, but only if we choose the right vegetables and understand the biological stage of our body. For younger people, the metabolic and hormonal systems are still flexible. Their bodies can tolerate a wide variety of foods without major issues. But once we pass age 60, things begin to change, quietly but noticeably. At this stage, the body starts to produce less natural testosterone. Blood circulation gradually weakens. Endothelial cells lose their flexibility, and the liver, kidneys, and bladder become less efficient at filtering waste. Most importantly, hormonal imbalances may begin to affect the prostate, increasing the risk of frequent nighttime urination, difficulty urinating, mild leakage, or reduced physical response. Many vegetables that may work well for younger people who exercise regularly can actually overload or mildly disrupt older bodies. For example, soybeans with phytoestrogens, corn with a high glycemic index, or fried eggplant with a heavy omega-6 load. These foods are not bad. They are simply no longer suitable when the body has changed how it processes nutrients. At conferences held by the American Urological Association, experts have repeatedly emphasized the importance of age-appropriate nutrition in supporting male health in later life. Choosing the right vegetables not only helps balance hormones, but also reduces the burden on the urinary system, while improving sleep and emotional well-being. Understanding this helps you avoid confusing healthy eating with suitable eating. After age 60, eating right becomes more important than simply eating more vegetables. After understanding that not all vegetables are suitable for the body after age 60, the next important step is knowing how to choose vegetables that support male vitality, protect the prostate, and help the urinary system function more steadily each day. The top priority should be dark leafy greens such as spinach, arugula, or curly lettuce. These vegetables contain natural nitrates, which help the body produce more nitric oxide, a compound essential for relaxing blood vessels, thereby improving blood flow to the pelvic region, boosting alertness, and supporting male hormone health. Next are roots and seeds that have a low glycemic index, are rich in antioxidants, and contain minerals like zinc and magnesium, which are especially helpful for prostate function. Examples include roasted sweet potatoes with skin, steamed pumpkin, raw unsalted pumpkin seeds, or ground flax seeds. These foods help reduce chronic inflammation, stabilize blood sugar, and effectively reduce nighttime urination. Another good option is using beets, carrots, or cherry tomatoes. cooked by light roasting or gentle boiling, rather than frying or eating raw if digestion is sensitive. The cooking method should be simple, using olive oil instead of deep frying, and combining different vegetables in each meal. More importantly, always listen to your own body. If a particular vegetable makes you feel bloated, uncomfortable, causes poor sleep, or increases nighttime urination, don't hesitate to make adjustments. At this age, eating doesn't need to be complicated. It just needs to be friendly to your internal organs and suited to your current biological function. We have just gone through 5 types of vegetables that may seem healthy, but can actually have a significant impact on male vitality, especially after age 60, when the body enters a stage of hormonal changes, reduced circulation, and weakening prostate function. The key is not to eliminate foods entirely, but to choose what matches your current biological stage. If you are experiencing frequent nighttime urination, declining energy, or poor sleep, part of the reason may come from the familiar foods you eat every day. But the good news is your body still has the ability to recover, as long as you make early and proper adjustments. The advice here is not about extreme dieting or making sudden changes. It is about redefining the value of nutrition by age. Prioritize low-starch vegetables. Cook them lightly. Stay gently active. And rest consistently, if possible. Consult directly with a specialist in urology or male hormones for more personalized guidance. If you found the information in this video helpful, please click like and share it with someone you care about, because even one small change today can make a big difference in tomorrow's quality of life. And don't forget, in the next video, I'll be sharing 5 gentle exercises to strengthen your pelvic floor, reduce urine leakage, support male vitality, and help you sleep better each night, all without medication. Thank you for staying with me until the very end. You don't need to be perfect. Just start in the right direction, beginning today.